Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Salazar Insight. Today we're going to be talking about self-fulfilling prophecies. Yes folks, self-fulfilling prophecies. What do I mean by that? Okay, you ever been in a situation where you are trying to do something, or you're going to do something and you really don't want to do it, or you think of all the reasons why you shouldn't do it because you think it's not going to be able to be successful? Well, then you go ahead and try that and it's not successful, and you turn around and say, see, I told you so. No, I shouldn't have done this because this was going to happen. Well, the reason that happened most of the time is because you set yourself up for that. You told yourself that this was not going to be successful. Okay, so that's what we mean by a self-fulfilling prophecy. What you want to happen is going to happen, because when you tell your brain this is what you want, your brain, as complex as it is going to do what you want it to do. So this is the thing that we deal with all the time. When we don't want to do something, or when we're afraid to do something, we think of all the reasons why we shouldn't do something. And then if we go ahead and actually do it because either we feel like we're being forced to or coerced to do it, and things don't go out the way we expect, then we turn around and say, see, I told you shouldn't have done this, this was going to happen. No, that was the reason that we shouldn't have done something. You're always going to get what you want, the answer that you're looking for. So when you say to yourself, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't try a new adventure, or I shouldn't take the promotion because they're going to give it to somebody else. Now, well, you know what's going to happen? Yeah, they're going to give it to someone else, because you set yourself up for that. Because when you go for that interview, if you have it in your mind that they're going to give it to somebody else, then you're probably not going to prepare as good as you might if you think you're going to get it, right? Self-fulfilling prophecies. It's all about the mindset, okay? The mindset that you have coming into anything is going to predict how you're going to be successful. I mean, it is real easy to see when someone tells you about a plan that they had, whether or not it's going to work. And you know, sometimes it's the plans that you say, like, yeah, this person's like dreaming, or, you know, they're really crazy, but they believe in themselves. They have the right mindset. So when you're thinking that I shouldn't be doing this because this is not the right thing to do, and you think of all the reasons that something can go wrong, that's what's going to happen. You need to make sure that you put yourself in the right mindset. When you want to do something and you want to accomplish something, so if you want to get a new job and you want to go ahead and be successful at that, put that in your mind that I'm going to get a new job, it's going to be a good job, and you know what? It'll set your mind so that you start focusing on the things you need to do to get that job. But for the same token, if you say to yourself, yeah, I want a new job, but you know, it's not even worth it, the job market's terrible, everyone's competing for the same job, there are a lot more qualified people than me out there, well then, you know what, you just gave yourself some answer. So yeah, don't apply for it, because you just told yourself you're not good enough. Right? Your mind is going to tell you what you want it to tell you. Okay? Your brain thinks that way. Mindset is important. This is important for you to remember in relationships, career, family, anything that you do. If you're in a relationship and you want to try to improve the relationship, but you say, well, no, it's not worth the effort because he's not going to do that, or they're not going to change, or they're not going to do that. Well, you know what? Then don't even try. Mindset is so important. All the people that have done great things in life, all the famous inventors, do you think the people that invented things, you know, you've heard this all the time about Thomas Edison, how many times he failed before he invented the light bulb. Do you think that when he started doing that, he said, oh, this is not going to work, so why bother? Well, this is not going to do it, so I'm just going through the motions. No, every time he set out to invent the light bulb, he said, this is going to work. And he kept trying. And he said every time that it didn't work, he just discovered another way that it didn't. That this is not how you do light. So he looked on other ways. It's a mindset. Anything, if you want to challenge yourself, it's all on how you put yourself to it. So if you want to be successful in any aspect of your life, tell yourself you're going to be successful. You can decide. It's your choice the way you live. You know, you can live and say, yes, I'm going to have challenges, and I'm going to face them and move on. Or you can say, no, I'm not going to move on. I can't go anything further because all these things are going to happen. Then you know what? That's what's going to happen. So you're making your own excuses right off the bat. No, they're also known as untold stories or untrue stories. Stories that are not true, but because you've told them to yourself, now you believe them. Right? So folks, my message to you today is mindset is real important. Avoid those self-fulfilling negative prophecies. You want something? Go out there and get it. Tell yourself you're going to get it. If you don't want to, if you don't want to put the effort, then put all the negative thoughts out there, and that'll happen also. At the end of the day, I hope you make the right decision. I hope today at least gives you something to think about. The next time you're going to go out there and do something, Right? If you really want it to be successful, tell yourself it will be successful. Thank you, folks. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. As always, please make sure that you share this if you find it helpful. If not, you can just share it and say, look what this crazy guy's thinking about. But otherwise, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and go ahead and leave any comments down in the notes section for me, and I love to read any comments that you might have. And remember, as I've always said, okay, learn to live and live to learn. Thank you, and have yourself a great day.